Hey everybody, welcome back to The Pressing Matters. I'm Scott. Thank you for tuning in today. Thank you for your support. Today is New Year's Day. I want to wish everyone a happy New Year's and a wonderful 2025. 2024 was very interesting for me. The channel was great. I really enjoyed all of the work that I was doing on the channel and also the associations that I've made over the last year. A lot of you have recently joined the channel, and I want to welcome you personally. Thank you so much for checking out what I do. And please participate in the comments. I love the engagement in the comments, and that's what makes this channel so special, is the community that we've built here. Knowledgeable people, always commenting, always putting their input in too. There is, you know, when I make a video, it's just my voice, and I like to hear other people's opinions, even if they differ from mine. So, you know, that is a great aspect of this channel. When you watch a video, be sure to read the comments because that's where all the action is. Also, I wanted to thank Anthony Kershaw. I've been doing the Everything Classical live stream with him, co-hosting it, and that's on every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is a great thing, and I love the community that he's built there. And it's crossing over a little bit with the channel, so that's very interesting as well. I'll also be writing some more reviews for Audiophilia Journal, and some of them will be in conjunction with videos here. There'll be some equipment reviews coming up soon. I am planning a complete rewire of my system, so you'll see a system update and several videos on this cable that I've chosen for this project. There's also 2 turntables that are coming in for review and some accessories as well. So there will be some equipment reviews, and I hope you enjoy them. Of course, I will continue with my traversal of the living stereo catalog and the latest jazz releases and whatever strikes my fancy. You know how sometimes I just like to dig into the vault and find some obscure stuff and talk about that as well. But today, we're going to talk about the Bill Evans Trio. In my exploration of jazz, which just started a few years back in earnest, really when I started the channel, I really started to get into it. Bill Evans was one of my greatest discoveries. I found Bill Evans extremely easy to get into. Everybody digs Bill Evans, and I definitely do. I'll show you some of the ones that I've collected and why I wanted to get the latest Crraft One Step of Explorations by the Bill Evans Trio. One of the latest copies I have, or latest albums I have that Bill Evans did is this one, You Must Believe in Spring. I reviewed it long ago, and I absolutely love this. This was such a great release. This was from Crraft. It was a 2-record, 45 RPM set. Very highly recommended, wonderful. Of course, I have the Village Vanguard sessions. I have them in a couple of different forms. This is the original jazz classics from Crraft, very good as well. Some of these I have in the storefront, so if you are interested in supporting the Pressing Matters, you can check these out in the storefront. This is Waltz for Debbie from the same series. Those were both cut by Kevin Gray, I believe. Yeah. Here's some earlier pressings of this. This is the Alto analog edition, long out of print, of Sunday at the Village Vanguard. And this is the Analog Productions version of Waltz for Debbie. That's just wonderful as well. I believe that's cut by Doug Sachs. I recommended this recently. This is still available. It's a regular OJC. I believe it may be all analog. It is like $17 to $20 in my storefront. You can check that out. One of my viewers bought it on my recommendation when I showed it the other day, and he said that he loved it. So another vote for that one. And from the wonderful Acoustic Sounds Jazz Series, Verve Jazz Series, Bill Evans Trio 65, a beautiful release. Bill Evans Trio 64, also fabulous. And of course I have Bill Evans in combination with other artists, Cannonball Adderley, Miles Davis, and more. So I'm really digging Bill Evans, and I couldn't wait to get this record. This is the Crraft One Step of Explorations. As you can see, I love that. It's a black foil embossed jacket with inset artwork. It's like a glossy photo quality card, and it sits in a little well there. And this is all actual fabric. It's linen. It's really beautiful. This is number 2139. I have gotten a few promo copies over the past couple of years, and I let you know when I do. As soon as I saw this, I said, I'm going to get this. So I bought this copy. I paid for it. It's like $100 plus tax or so. Not cheap. But I've really enjoyed each release from this series, the Crraft One Steps. They are all mastered by Bernie Grundman from the original master tapes. They're pressed on VR 900 vinyl at RTI. They have included a beautiful heavy tip-on jacket with a gloss finish, which is very nice. And the pressings are immaculate in general. I haven't had any issues with the pressings. They now have their own printed inner sleeves, which are really nice. And this is what it looks like. The labels are reproduced well. And you may even be able to see through this. I don't know. Well, I can, but I don't know if you can. It is translucent. So, a very quiet playing surface. Of course, the one-step process eliminates a couple of steps and brings you closer to the sound of the lacquer and provides a much quieter record. They also include this in every release. It's an essay, and it's really small, I gotta say. or my vision is just deteriorating rapidly. And it tells you all about the mastering there. Very nice release. I love the slipcases too. I think they're very nice. They don't take up a lot of room. They add a touch of luxury. They have this string that pulls out the contents, and overall a very nice package. So this was recorded in '61, and it was the second studio album from this trio, which included Scott LaFaro on bass and Paul Motian on drums. They went on to release the 2 live albums, Sunday at the Village Vanguard and Waltz for Debbie, and that was it for this particular trio. After that, he went to a second trio, which, like in this case, was Gary Peacock and Paul Motian, and so forth. So each one changed a little bit, but one thing that doesn't change is Bill Evans. Bill Evans, of course, he changes and evolves, but Bill Evans is the glue that holds all this together, and the vision that makes these records so special. When I first started exploring Bill Evans, I thought the albums sound kind of similar until I really delved into it. And then I could see each one for the beauty it is. I immediately gravitated towards those 2 live albums. Those were my first love. But I have enjoyed the later trios and exploring some of the other music that Bill Evans did, especially in the 70s. This one is beautiful. He does, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tracks on this. There's a couple of famous ones too that he did several times. The first track is Israel. It's about a 6-minute track. Haunted Heart follows that, and Beautiful Love follows that. Elsa was a favorite of his. He did that several times. Nardis as well. You'll hear Bill Evans do Nardis several times during his career. That's a Miles Davis cut, of course, or composition. Irving Berlin's How Deep is the Ocean is here. I Wish I Knew. Sweet and Lovely. Like all of his albums, it's extremely well recorded. And this particular One Step, I feel, is just about perfect. I really wanted to review a perfect release for this first video of 2025. And I think that this one is. It has beautiful tone on the piano, just the right balance of weight in the sound of the piano and the bass. Not super deep, but perfectly balanced. The top end is never harsh or bright. It's just natural sounding, and that's more than we could ask for. So many modern masterings these days are getting too bright for my taste, and I love what Bernie Grundman does with this series. They are just tastefully EQ'd so that all the nuances brought out, but nothing that you don't need. We don't need overly detailed masterings, and that's one thing that really turns me off about some things that are going on today. But this one is a winner. I think it's very well worth the money. I am being selective these days about building my collection. I don't spend $100 just willy-nilly hoping for the best. I research and I make sure what I'm buying is going to be probably, in most cases, my end copy, my end game copy. And I don't intend to buy another copy of Bill Evans' Explorations, no matter how super duper it could be. This one will serve for me for the rest of my life. I will return to it often. I find it extremely beautiful, and the playing is wonderful. The interplay that you hear so much about, the telepathy and everything with the Bill Evans trio. This trio had it in spades. So you hear that. It's a feeling between the players that it's almost indescribable, but it's like they are reading each other's minds, and it's very, very interesting. Sometimes it just seems improvised, but I'm sure there's structure here that they followed and filled in between. When you hear the bass solos, they're so beautiful and so detailed and interesting. Scott LaFaro at this time was not too thrilled with Bill Evans, apparently. It goes into some detail about it. I don't want to hash it over here, but basically Bill Evans was in the middle of his heroin addiction, and it caused a little tension during the sessions, but you would never know it. All true professionals pulled through and produced what is one of Bill Evans' best albums, really. It's a favorite of fans. It's got Piano Record of the year it came out, and it's been on the top of the jazz charts for the Jazz Record Guide and the Penguin Guide and the Rolling Stone Guide, all 4 or 5 stars. So it's a great album. I think you'll love it. I do, and I consider it another jewel in my collection. So that is what I have to say about that. We'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching today, and have a wonderful new year.